All right, so today we're going to go ahead and start on our math number 3, which is multiplying and dividing fractions. So I'm going to go ahead and get set up here, make sure I have all the right tools going. This is a kind of a new format, so I'm going to make some mistakes with the writing on here. So what's nice about multiplication is that it's fairly straightforward. It looks like it's just regular 3-digit by 3-digit multiplication because you actually get to ignore those decimal points in the very beginning. That you really don't need them until the very end, which is very different from adding and subtracting decimals. So again, we're going to start with this first one right here, right? And again, you're going to go ahead and ignore those decimal points for now. It's fine, don't worry about them. We're just going to go ahead and start multiplying directly in. Okay, so we're going to start with the ones place over here. So we're going to start with 9 times 1. So 9 times 1 is 9. So we're going to write our 9 in down there. So there we go. Little mistake. Just ignore it. Oh my goodness. All right. So again, 9 times 1 is going to give us 9. So we're going to write 9 again in that ones place. Then we're going to move over to 1 times 4, which is 4, and then 1 times 1, which is 1. Now you need to put in your placeholder down here, just 1, 0 for this one, and you're going to do 5 times 9, which is 45. So put the 5 down there, and then add the 4 up here to remind yourself that you're going to need in a moment. So 5 times 4 is 20 plus 4 is 24. So, oops, there I go again. So 4, carry the 2. And then you're going to do 5 times 1, add that 2, and that's going to give you 7. All right, sorry about the dings. Gonzalez and Davidsky are texting me. All right, then we're going to add 2 zeros here for our placeholders, and we're going to move on over to that 8. So you're going to do 8 times 9, which is going to be 72. So I'm going to put the 2 down here, and then I'm actually going to take this 4 and this 2 off to the side because it just looks clean, and I apparently can do that. I don't know how I figured that out. So add that 7 up there, and then 8 times 4 is 32. Add that 7, you get 39. Right, so we're going to put that 9 down here where it belongs, and then carry that 3. And then we're going to do 8 times 1, which is 8, plus 3, which is 11. We're going to write our 11 down here, right? Now we can just do like normal, add everything up here. Tried to add a little plus sign, but didn't want me to. So 9 plus 0 is 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. 4, 5, 6, 7. 9 plus 7 is 16. So put our 6 down here, carry the 1. 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. And 0 plus 1 is 1. Now here's where you get to what the bulk of the multiplying decimals is. So you're going to count. We need to figure out where to put our decimal point down there. So we need to count how many units each of those decimal points moves and then add them together. So, for example, on this first number, we have 1 unit over, and then on the second one, we also have another unit, so it makes it 2. So that tells us that down here in our answer, we're going to move over from the right 2 times. And so our final answer is going to be 1,267 and 99 hundredths, okay? What's really nice is looking at this whole worksheet, everything's going to have you just moving those decimal places over 2 in the end. So this is really a great time for you to practice your multiplication facts. You can totally use a calculator if you get stuck. I'm not totally too worried about that, but I really want you to practice your math facts with this. So I'd prefer you to use a multiplication table or chart. All right, we're going to move on down to the dividing decimals, which this is a really basic, simple version. We're going to get into something a little bit more complicated next week. But the best thing that you can do with the first start here is notice that there's no decimal on the outside number, just on the inside. So the first thing you're going to do is take that decimal on the inside and just put it directly above where you're going to write your answer, okay? So that's really nice. That's done. You don't even have to worry about the decimal anymore. You're done with it. Then from there, you're just going to do long division the way you usually would. 2 goes into 5, 2 times 2 is 4. Then subtract. 5 minus 4 is 1. Bring down the 5. 2 goes into 15 7 times. 2 times 7 is 14. Oops. 15 minus 14 is 1. There we go again. My Lanta. Oh my goodness. And then bring down that 2. And 2 goes into 12 6 times. And you have your final answer there. 2 and 76/100. You're done. That's it. Already dealt with the decimal. You got it out of the way in the beginning and then just did what you know how. Now, what's really helpful is if you just go through and you know that all these answers are going to have their decimal point right above. I just like to write them in because I think it makes my life a little bit easier. Then I can just focus on the division part, which I already know how to do. So again, what's going to happen is this is going to end up getting a little bit harder. We're going to start doing things where we have decimals on the outside, but again, really focusing on how to strengthen our foundational skills in math. All right, I hope everyone has a great day, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.